Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be critiquing another light tank player on how he does spotting on the map Highway. So this is Chief 1893, I believe. Anyway, and he watched my video on how to spot on this map, and he sent me this replay and asked, hey, did I do this correctly? Could you please critique my replay? And I just thought, hey, what a better way to critique a fellow light tank player on their performance than to just do a live reaction. So I actually have not watched this replay yet, and I want to see for myself exactly how well he played this position and played as a light tank in general, and then how he could have maybe done it better. So right now, it looks like he's taking the position that I told him to take. Really, really good play there. He didn't get lit by that Lynx, and you know, sometimes light tank players will shoot at a light tank that's, you know, that close, you know, you want to shoot it. Right there, artillery get lit. He didn't shoot, so really, really smart there as well. So far, I'm really enjoying this. He's doing everything right. He's sitting here patiently. He's spotting, and you know, there is a chance that that Lynx could have spotted him as well, and he didn't get nervous, right? Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm lit anyway, so you just fire. But no, he fell back. He didn't get shot, and he didn't get lit. And so right now, the 13105 is pushing down. It looks like the Lynx is pushing down, and he's getting some nice assistance. This is great. It looks like the A line is definitely falling, but he's sitting here and he's harvesting these guys. This is beautiful to see. This is how you want to use this location. No one knows that the chief is sitting in this bush and he's requesting fire. This is awesome. This is what you want to be doing. You want to request fire, and you want to have your team shoot. This is a dream scenario. You really think he'd have more than 1,600 now assist at this point, but also... Alright, sorry about that. My daughter wants my attention, it looks like. Anyway, but you would really think that he'd be getting more assistance than this, but I guess, what is it? Yeah, the EBR 90 was circling around, and so you weren't able to get it. And in the chat right here, the chief just told his team, good job. So really good to communicate and encourage your team like that as well. So he's looking around. At this point, I personally would move forward, just because there's nothing, and you notice that our tanks are pushing in aggressively. Alright, and so he's going to sweep around here. Now there are two things that you can do here as a light tank. You can actually drive right up this edge here, and there's a bush right here that you can take, and you can usually spot things that are up in here, but the safer option definitely is to drive around. We'll see what the chief does. They have a few really nasty tank destroyers that we want to be careful for. That JPEG could easily take us out in one shot, but it looks like he is in the city. So he's going to drive up here. Nothing is spotted. He is in the low ground, which I like. Sometimes, you know, light tank players will drive up too high, and I guarantee you that we're lit. Yep, we are definitely lit with that. So smart play here. I like driving down into this little dish because this is what you want to do. Now it looks like he's circling around. Personally for me, okay, so maybe he's reading that this Progetto is going to push down and try to kill him, so maybe this is the right move to make. I typically don't drive around this side because it leaves you wide open to being shot at in the back by these heavy tanks, but it looks like those heavy tanks have more on their plate right now than to worry about this pesky little light tank. So it looks like he's trying to spot the Scorpion, and he does manage to get himself lit here. I personally would turn around and see if you can get some shots into those heavy tanks in the city, but it looks like he's concerned about winning this flank, which is totally fine. So he's driving around, and I think he's trying to spot the Scorpion here. He is being very cautious, which I like. He's not just YOLOing in. We're at 2,200 assists right now. At this point, you know, the game is definitely going to be won. We have map control, and so at this point, I would be trying to get as much damage as I can. So I wouldn't be so cautious at this point. I would be shooting at that AMX that's behind me, but it looks like he wants to finish off the Scorpion. Good marksmanship here because we're only seeing the turret. Hopefully we don't take a shot here. Beautiful. All right. So we're able to get 400 damage here. Now it looks like the Conqueror is left. I would not worry about that Conqueror right now if it were me, just because we know he's going to die. I would be just making a beeline to the city right now because I would want to get as much of this damage as possible. Cleaning up with your light tank is so important at the end, and you're one of the you're one of the few vehicles that can get there quick enough to do so with a nasty clip. So it looks like, you know, that 5120, if you had gotten there earlier, you would have definitely been able to farm a good amount of that damage. So overall, the initial gameplay, amazing. You didn't get tempted to shoot. You got some really nice spotting damage at the beginning there. Really well played. And you were able to get that nice, you know, 1,600 spotting early in the game. You didn't shoot, which was great. I probably would have played the second push a little bit differently. I would have probably pushed up into the bowl and tried to get some side shots into the Progettos while simultaneously spotting that Scorpion again. But you drove around, which is fine. That driving around tactic works well, but I would have tried to see in the city, at least in that position that you were in, to see if you can get some shots into the backs of those heavy tanks. It's going to net you some really great experience, just because shooting higher tier tanks does net you a lot more experience when you're in a light tank, or in any tank in general. And then knowing that the Scorpion was alone right there, I probably would have pushed him a lot sooner and a lot more aggressively, because you can take the hit and you can just put a clip of damage into them. And at that point, go after Artie if you're going to. I personally, in that position, once the Progettos had been dealt with, I probably would have just left the Scorpion and I would have gone right into the city to try to get as much of that damage and distract those heavy tanks, maybe even get some nice tracking shots to get more assistance. But overall, 400 damage. The damage department was a little bit weak, but that 2200 damage in a tier A light tank is nothing to scoff at. Overall, the initial push was amazing. You did it perfectly. It could have been a little cleaner towards the end, but overall, I'm really happy with this replay. So thank you so much for sharing it. If you guys want to send me your scouting replays where you did really good, I don't want to see anything like super crazy, because I want to be able to at least critique it. And if you have new spotting positions that you've never seen me show before and you want to show me them, I'm going to put an email address in the link below, or in the comment section below, which you can email me replays. Give me a quick description as to what map, what vehicle, and how much spotting you did, or just, I guess, send me a link to wantreplays.com to your replay, and I can actually look at the stats there, and I'll try to do more of these reviews. That way you guys can learn from replays what you could do to maximize your damage and spotting in those situations. So thank you, Chief, so much for sending me this replay. I think it's great to be able to kind of give back to the community. You guys have been so good to me. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, please give it a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.